You are a member of the Cure Drive.
I am.
And you are more than that, a lot more. You've actually been a real member of the Cure Drive back when there were very few real members. And I want you to tell us what it is to be a member of the Cure Drive, to participate in the Cure Drive. What is the Cure Drive, and so on?
Cure Drive is, think of it like SexDrive. You have a drive to cure things. Uncontrollable urge to cure. Yeah, no, I mean, just like I'm motivated to cure or to fix something rather than just be stopped by it. And the Cure Drive is like support in doing that. And also, I think one of the responsibilities of being in the Cure Drive that I have a little bit fallen short on, I'd like to be more, I think I'm helping by doing these movies, is sharing what you experienced or what you discovered, or just sharing yourself, you know. And so that's what I'm doing by making these movies, because I want the Cure Drive, and everybody to know that I'm still curing things.
Well, the Cure Drive is many, many things, not one thing. And to me, a big one is the drive to cure humanity.
True.
And the drive to cure the people who are closest to you and who you love. And it's also the drive to cure the people who you don't know at all but feel for, the people you see on the 6 o'clock news and their struggles.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. I think that's something that people that are members of the Cure Drive have to face, because of how do we approach that? I have friends, I just heard about one right before I got this call, friends who are ill and friends who have problems and all sorts of levels that this goes to in the world. But yeah, Cure Drive is working with yourself to address these issues globally, I think, too, starting with ourselves.
Why do we call it a drive? What does the word drive mean?
I think because it can get momentum. It's like it's a movement, you know. It's a trend. It's a movement. I think it's something that can have momentum, can build, and that's why I think we call it a drive, a push to do this.
Well, you've gone to parties and stood up on the coffee table and got everybody's attention and showed them how to cure things. What was that like?
No, it actually felt like I had a real rush from doing that. It was fun. It was satisfying. I did it. It was good. I saw a lot. I mean, it took a while to push past my resistance, but each time I did it, it was great. I wish I would have done it more, frankly.
Well, you still can, because you go to parties almost, 2 or 3 times a week sometimes, so you can do it anytime you want. You still do it?
Yeah, I'll do more of that this year. Yeah, it's a good thing for people to know. I think people relate to it, especially at the parties, as almost a form of prayer, like we would just stop and connect, and maybe remove a few things.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, what do they do? What happens for them when you show them?
I saw people go through all sorts of things. One thing, they just change their state. They change their state. They go from, goes from being loud to being soft suddenly, or being quiet or peaceful. And, they feel themselves a little bit. Some people cried, and some people had questions, and some people, lost interest and walked away. It polarized people too.
So you get people to cry at parties. That's a real skill.
Hey, I used to cry at parties. I still do. Cry every day. Well, one slows down enough, they cry.
Barb, I love you. I do. I have to say, you are loved, at least by me. Oh boy.
Hold that thought. Yeah.
Hold that thought, yeah. And when you say it took a while to push through, you know, to do it, what do you mean by that? Because there you are at the party, and you've decided you're going to stand up on the coffee table. Do you mean it takes you an hour of being at the party to push through, or it takes you 5 minutes?
You know, sometimes I still have things come up, like, you know, a few times, you know, where people's approval or don't want to be a distraction, you know, in certain circles. But then once I get started and I realize people just were curious anyway, or they just want to feel this, or they want to know what it's all about, or when I ask the question, okay, does anybody feel any different? Did anybody feel any different doing that? And people will raise their hands, you know, and they'll share, or they'll just notice. And that was worth it right there. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I remember at Alexa's party, a couple of my close friends where I felt had some concerns before I did it. You know, I think Michael would welcome it at his parties. It took a little bit of, you know, like, it's like getting out with the bumper stickers. It took a little bit of pushing past my resistance.
Well, see, that's another thing. Like, you've walked down the street with bumper stickers. Do you have a bumper sticker there you could put in front of the camera so we could see one?
Yeah, sure. Hang on a sec. I will. I'll be down in a while. I'll call you. Okay. Bye-bye. Here you go.
Okay.
You see it?
So yeah, so you've walked around in the street in Santa Fe with these bumper stickers, and you've walked up to people and said, please put this on your car.
Yeah.
And you've done that for like an hour or two at a time sometimes, walking to person after person, just anybody who passed you in the street. And what is that like? Tell us about that.
Oh, that was hard to, I mean, I have an ego problem anyway. So, you know, and everybody's like, oh my God, what's Barb doing now? And, you know, and I was, you know, it wasn't like a totally altruistic thing at all times. It was partially, sometimes I just wanted money or I wanted to be out there doing something.
What do you mean? What do you mean by money? Tell me about money.
Stickers don't ask for donations, so I did.
Well, see, as far as you being a coach and teacher of cure and, you know, basically a minister to people, which we were talking about yesterday, why this is a ministry. Basically, everything that people give you is a donation to your ministry.
That's what's been happening. I mean, I just have to be at the mercy of other people. I mean, it's just such a thrill when somebody asks me out for dinner, and then I just started giving them away, these stickers after a while, just for fun, because it was fun.
That was kind of the interesting thing, that at one point you had a sign on that said, please donate $2 for this, and at some point you would just give them to people. And did you get more donations when you had the sign or when you just gave them?
I think I kind of felt, I mean, it was good for people to know that I was doing something that was part of a charity, you know, work. So I think the sign that said just the word donation reminded them, like, oh, donating.
Right. Yes, right.
She's not selling anything, in other words.
Yeah, right.
And, but then sometimes I'd be walking down and I just would see my spot and I just get out of my car, just pull my stuff out of my jacket and start doing it without my signs, and just because it was fun. And people, you know, I would just say, put this up where somebody will see it. That's what I would say.
Right.
And, this saves lives.
But you don't know where you got more donations, with or without the sign.
I used to ask for donations sometimes, especially if I had time. I'd say, you know, here, just take a sticker. And I said, would you like to donate? Then they'd give me. I guess we had the sign did help, actually.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, it helped. Sometimes it would just be synchronistic, or like I'd be doing this and then I'd walk down the street and somebody else unrelated would give me something for, you know, they just, like I'd give away 20 for free and then somebody would hand me $20 later. That happened a lot. And then this one guy gave me $50. So I would just give them, you know, it would all seem to shake out.
Right.
Or I'd say, you want to give me a little bit of money so I can stay out here? So I can stay out here and keep doing this, get more stickers. After a while, I just felt like I wanted to get them distributed.